Hi YouTube, my name is Michelle. I'm coming back to you to basically give you guys my coming out story. When I first came out, I came out at age 22, so I was later than most. Um, and I came out to actually my youth pastor. My youth pastor had just moved back to the town that I was living in to become the lead pastor of a new church. And I came out to him because, and I'm sure this is probably true for most people, but when you first come out or you first realize you have deeper feelings for someone of the same sex, you get really confused. Like, yeah. And then for most of my life, I had dated men, so I was even more confused. Like, why would I have these feelings about a woman? And I specifically chose to come out to my pastor because I was a Christian, and I wanted to know what was going on with me. Like, not that anything was necessarily wrong, but as a Christian, you're taught that's not, right. And so that's how I was feeling. Like, I felt conflicted within. And so I went to counseling with him and actually went to like 3 or 4 sessions with him and his wife. And we discussed different reasons as to why I would be in a homosexual relationship. They said it was probably because I'm trying to fill a void in my life because something is missing, or I don't have a good relationship with my mom, so I'm trying to cling on to that. I had traumatic experiences. I had bad relationships. And all of it sounds good, but I always felt like there was something bigger, like something like it just that none of those sounded right, basically. So, yeah, none of those sounded right to me. So, basically, they knew everything. They knew what was going on between me and my girlfriend and all this stuff. At the time, my girlfriend was still living in the same state, but she was about to move away. Um, so I guess when she moved, they thought that was the end of that. And so basically, as the church was coming together and being built, not physically, but on the inside up, whatever, changing management and stuff like that, they allowed me to be active in a whole bunch of different activities. So I was helping out with the youth group. I did Sunday school. I was the church event coordinator. I was on the praise and worship team, and I was over the Mind Ministry. So I did a lot. I was really active. And then the second, I'm going to skip around a little bit, so forgive me. But anyway, the second person I ended up coming out to was my sister. I came out to my sister maybe 3 months after I came out to my pastor. I came out to my sister, and her reaction was, man, I thought something was going on. And then, I asked her what her opinion was, and she was like, oh, I don't care about that stuff. I was like, oh, okay. She was like, I don't judge. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's great, So I felt good about it until about a month later. A month later, my sister found out that she was pregnant, and nothing was really wrong, but she was having a bad relationship with the father, basically. And so she decided she wanted to go back to church. So she started joining the church again, started going to my church, actually. And yeah. So for those of you who aren't Christians, you know how judgmental the church can be anyway. For those of you who aren't, the church can be judgmental. What ended up happening was she was getting heat from some of the elders, I guess, because she was pregnant out of wedlock, and basically she was going to be a single parent, and they frowned upon that. So she ended up blaming me for having a bad pregnancy. She felt like it was her holding my secret in that was making her so unhappy, and to the point where it was making her physically sick. So even though my sister knew that I had came out to my pastor, she chose to talk about her issues with it to the church secretary, who then confronted the pastor. And I use confronted loosely because I don't really know how she came at him, but basically she was letting him know, hey, I heard Ashell was gay. So because my relationship with my girlfriend had left our little secure bubble of me, him, my girlfriend, and his wife. He felt some type of way about it. He was cool and it was a secret, but now that other people are finding out, we got to do something about that. So what he ended up doing was making me go on a mandatory sabbatical to where I could not participate in any leadership roles in the church at all. So all those things I listed before that I was involved in, I kicked out of by the pastor. Could not participate, could not go to any, like, I could go to things, but why would I even want to? That was my thing. Why would I even want to go anymore? So at the time, let me just start off by saying the church is like my love. Being active in the church is like the greatest thing ever to me. So it's like, yeah. So having everything stripped away made me angry, made me angry, bitter, and just all around just pissed off. So when I found out that I was getting relieved of all my positions, I went home and I basically went off on my sister. Like, I let her have it. During the time that I'm actually going off on her, my mother's in the next room and she was asleep. And she could hear me yelling and all this stuff, and she was like, hey, what's going on? So, basically telling her, your daughter basically told the church about me. And it's not right because I didn't even get to come out myself. And then because she told them, now I can't do anything in the church. And my mom said some very, very hurtful things. Yes, she cussed me out, but that I'm used to. But she said some stuff to me that I was just like, that's how you see me. Like, and I'm talking to the point where she was like, I'm glad he relieved you of those positions because, those parents could turn around and say that you were touching their daughters. Are you kidding me? Like, call me naive, but I just didn't even think her mind was even going to go there. Like, that's what you thought about me. Like, that's how disgusting you find me now, to the point where you think that I would touch somebody's daughter. Are you kidding me? My kids? My youth? Wow. So, at that point, I was just completely over it. And it held me back from, because that experience wasn't the best, it held me back from actually coming out to anybody else. I was pretty much like, fuck it, y'all don't need to know my life, and I'm not telling you nothing. So, I finally, when I graduated college, I ended up moving in with my girlfriend in a different state. And I saw this move as a change, like, oh man, like, I can just start over. You can move to a new city, nobody knows your name, they don't know nothing about you. You can live the life you want to live, right? But I didn't realize how much having a bad initial experience can hold you back from being or feeling free, even when you do have the opportunity to go somewhere else and live how you want to live and start over. So when I first moved away, I was still secretive. It's not that I was like, I was more free than what my girlfriend was at the time, but it was just like, people are looking at me. People are going to think something. And it just really held me back. And also, because of the experience I had in the church, I was actually questioning Christianity. Not necessarily my faith in God, because that's never going to change, but why would you create a religion of people? Like, this is a religion of people, or a relationship of people who downplay others, who has the nerve to say that somebody is worthy enough to lead God's people, or to say that you have to be or fit in a certain mold in order to serve God. Like, that just really just put a bad taste in my mouth. So to be honest, when I moved out here, I was just not, if you were not a gay church, I was not interested in you. And then when I was, and I found out that you were against gays, it was a wrap for you. Like, I just don't have tolerance for it. So finally we moved. this is like another year later. We moved to a different state. And we find this church. And this church has redeemed, restored my faith in other Christians, I guess you could say. It's not a perfect church, no church really is, but the fact that they're trying and they're letting people know that they're trying not to judge others, to be accepting, and to focus on people's relationship with God more so than anything else, it's like it made me feel like this was home, you know? So after joining a church like that, I was just like, you know what? At this point, I just want to be free. So I ended up, when I found out that the state that I'm now living in had passed a law that basically we have equal marriage rights, I kind of posted that up, and that let me be free to everybody. Of course, I got phone calls and stuff like that, but yeah, like I don't have any more feelings about it. Like basically, this is me. You can love me or hate me. You can accept me or reject me. Either way, I'm still gonna go on. I'm still gonna be me. I'm gonna do me and keep pushing ahead. My main reason for doing this is because I don't think I've seen a story on YouTube that is not perfect or does not end perfectly. Like, I mean, I get we still have time or whatever. My parents can get over it, but they're not. They're not. I'm not going to have support from my family. I'm not going to have support from 3/4 of my friends. I have 5 friends that support me. I'm not, it just is not there. So at this point in my life, I'm realizing, you know, family is who you choose them to be. So I'm choosing my family of friends. I'd rather choose people that are going to support me no matter what their belief system is than to be and surround myself with family who is going to look down on me. Like I'm the black sheep of the family. Like I did something wrong, even though I'm successful. So I kind of just wanted to put that story out there just because not everybody has that perfect coming out story. Not everybody's parents are okay with it or will ever be okay with it. And if you're a Christian and you're gay, your church, you know, that's hard. Especially when you've grown up in the church, to be banished by your family. You know, that's just crazy to me. So I just kind of wanted to put that story out there. If you have any questions or anything, comment below. I'll make another one, maybe. Hopefully this video loads, because apparently I had issues with the other one, but hopefully this one loads and there's no other problems. But yeah, coming out is hard, and especially when you're a Christian, you're coming out, and then you try to come out to other Christians, and then when you don't have support from friends or family, that makes it even worse. So, I mean, you got to be resilient. I think everything that's tough in life builds your resiliency. So, you got to bounce back. Be stronger than what they are. But, alright. Thank you for watching. Alright, bye.